What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? Let me share this real quick. What's up? What's up? Give me a second. Here we go. Pop out chat. Let me share this. What's up, Will? What's going on, Will? Share this to the group real quick, and then we'll get going. Let me see. Live. There we go. Let's get into it. How's everybody's day? How's everybody's day? Let's get realable. What's up, man? What's a good amount of money to start with? Is $1,000 a month possible for a beginner? Yeah, I mean, I always tell people any amount of money is good to start with. Starting is the hardest part. Starting is the hardest part. So, if you have $50, you can make it work. That's the cool thing about this business, that you don't really need much to start. And once you have, let's say, $1,000, $2,000 in the bank, things just start flowing. Because you have the capital to buy more, and more phones means more profit. The Random Carson, what is up? What's up? What's up, man? Soccer Production, what's going on? Who else is in here? There's 9 people watching, and there's 4 people commenting. What's up? What's up? Jiren Dudley. Why don't my ads stick when I use Facebook Market? So Facebook Marketplace is just it's all about algorithm. Facebook is a $1 billion company. They're changing all the time. They have guys who work at Facebook who are trying to make it better, and they feel that they need to start changing the algorithm, which kind of screws with our ads, but it's up to us to be on top of it, and post and figure out what works. Because again, I made a post this morning, it didn't go through. So I'm trying to play with different things, whether it's the ad picture, actual ad copy, the title, different things I have to do, and I know I have to do, because if I don't, then I won't make any money. So it's important for us as phone flippers to understand that we have to be on top of it. You just have to be on top of it. C-Ran, hey, I'm a huge fan. Just started listening to you a couple weeks ago. I've learned so much. I listen to you religiously. Appreciate that, man. That means a lot. That means a lot to me. When people reach out to me and let me know how my videos have changed their life and how much they've learned, that means a lot. Oh, and I apologize. I'm a female. I apologize. But yeah, it does mean a lot to me when people reach out and tell me different things about how I've helped them, whether it's my videos, whether it's the course, whether it's just me posting in my Facebook group. I try to help everybody as much as I can, and that just motivates me to help you guys more. So appreciate that. Let's see. I'm reading on my computer because I'm recording on my phone, but the comments don't stay on there. So what phones have you picked up today? I only picked up one phone today. Let me find it. Picked up one phone today. iPhone XS. I got more pickups later on today, but most of my pickups usually happen around 6 o'clock. But this thing is brand new. Picked it up for $720. It's unlocked $720. I'm gonna sell it to my buyer for $850. So not a bad profit right there. What advice do you have for women who are in the business? This is a good question. I was gonna actually make a video about this, but the advice for women. I mean, it's this big difference, when it comes to men and women as far as the meetup process. Some women aren't comfortable with meeting men, but in order to keep you guys safe, you find a location that is always crowded. That's why I pick Starbucks, because Starbucks always has at least 3 or 4 people in there, whether they're on their computer. Obviously, the employees that are working there's always about 3 or 4 employees working at all times. It's not like it's a one person that works there. So Starbucks is always a good place to meet up. Don't walk up to anybody's car. If they tell you, "Hey, I'm here," say, "Hey, I'm here too. I'm inside." They tell you, "Come outside, please." Say, "No, I don't meet anybody outside due to past experiences." And that's all you have to say. And if they want to leave, they can leave. That saves you. And then if they want to come in to get your cash, then they go for it. So, and then again for women, um, just stay as cautious as possible. That's what I like to. I mean, I do the same thing. I'm not a small guy. I'm a big guy, but I'm always cautious. I don't meet anybody outside, and that's just because I've seen so many different stories and posts in my group where people who don't follow those rules, that's what happens to them. When people are meeting inside, it's a very, very small chance of you getting robbed inside. It probably happens, but it's a very small chance. You have a greater chance of getting robbed when you walk outside and walk up to their car, because the person who's robbing you feels like they can do it because there's nobody around. When you're outside, you're not safe. So let me see. Great content. I made 20K my first month, on track to make it again for a second month. Shout out to you, Jeremy. Jeremy is a course member. His first month in the course, he annihilated everything, sales, everything. And he's somebody that has got me going more, just because I told him he's going to catch me. Eventually, he's going to catch me. His first month in the course, he did so much. And he's probably going to be doing like 30,000 sales a month consistently. Once he gets all of his schedule things down, he'll get it for sure. It can really be scary meeting up with majority men. Yeah, I understand. I mean, it can. If you want, or if you know anybody that will, meet up, that will come with you to the meetups, that might work out for you. Um, if you have like a male friend or something who can come there with you, then that works. I've met people, that, like, women who've brought their male friends, and I understood why she wanted to bring them, and it was no big issue for me. So um, go about it that route if you have to. Yesterday I was buying 5 phones, and this one tall dude looked like he was about to jump me. He was walking behind me, but I got in my car and left. Yeah, so this is what I always do as well. So I make sure when I buy the phone, whoever I'm buying the phone from, I don't tell them my car, the car color, anything. I always try to meet or get there early enough so I can get out of my car and be inside before they get there, so they don't know what kind of car I got into or got out of. And that's very important. A lot of people say that, "Hey, I'm in a red Camry," or "I'm in a red truck." I don't do that. Just because people can set you up when you walk outside. If let's say you buy 5 or 6 phones from that same person, and they have somebody outside waiting for you by your car, they don't know what car you're in, then or they don't know what car you're in. And then another tip I want to give you guys is I like to leave Starbucks after they have left. Usually it's not really I pay for the item, I get my stuff and go. I try to stay there for a little bit, maybe like 10, 15 minutes, just in case I might have another deal lined up. Um, and because I don't want them seeing what kind of car I got into. People are crazy, man. They'll follow you and all that. So I try to be as cautious as possible when dealing with anybody in this business. How much is the course? The course is $97 a month, so you get access to all the information. weekly live video just like this. You get hour Q&As with me as far as asking questions and stuff like that. And it's only 97 bucks every single month. As long as you want to stay in, you can stay in for 2 months and get out. Then that's up to you. But $97. How do you do this without a car? Find the closest coffee shop or Starbucks and have them meet you there. If they can't meet you there, then say, hey, I only meet people at this spot. That's it. If they don't want to meet you there, then it is what it is. Let's see. Let's get some more likes. We only got 1 like on here. I know you guys. I know you guys are enjoying the video. Young Blazake, what's up? What's up? I've taken my significant other before. That's how it works. Good job. I probably do that all the time. How do you ship your phones? Flat. I usually use bubble mailers for first class, and then I'll use probably. Let me see if I can find one. There's not one around me, but the padded flat rate envelopes, the priority, and then I use some boxes sometimes. I rarely use boxes, only when I'm shipping to my buyer. Just because I like that flat rate. The flat rate's cool. And I haven't had any issues in the 8 years that I've done this. Haven't had any issues with anybody saying, hey, it was packaged incorrectly or, it was damaged. So I just continue to do it. When something that you're doing is not, nobody's complaining about it, then continue to do it. Let's see. Do you accept returns from customers that are from overseas that use services of freight forwarding companies? No, I don't. I don't at all. Once that item has been delivered to that freight forwarding company, you're done. You're done. Once it's out of the country, that's the risk that they take. The buyer takes that risk, and you don't have to accept the return from them if they're using those freight forwarding companies. He was a dude eating there, but he saw me hand cash to the person selling me the phone. Yeah. So, Soccer Productions, that's happened to me before. I've had times where, I picked up, 7 or 8 phones at one time from one person, and people look, they're interested in knowing, what you're doing, and they're just trying to stay, I guess, cautious as well, or just nosy. But, they always want to know. I've had people say, hey man, I saw you buy a couple phones from this guy. I'm like, yeah, I buy phones, give them my business card, and then that's what it is. I try to network as much as I can. And if they want to, ask me questions like that, I don't mind. I just network. Here's my card. Call me if you have any phones to sell. Do you think local sales will slow you down compared to selling to a private buyer or eBay? No. I mean, it all depends on the market. Local sales in my area is not the best. It's not the best. I'm not even going to lie on that one. But back in San Diego, when I'm in San Diego doing local sales, I kill it, and I understand my market is a good market for buying. I get phones for cheap here because, the market is so like untapped. So I get them for cheap. But as far as selling, in the local market, people want those phones for cheap, so I try to use every platform. I try, I'll still list my phones there, and I've sold some, locally, but I use every platform: eBay, Mercari, what else? OfferUp, all the different platforms. I use them all. Whatever. And I already know what platform I'm going to use before I even buy the phone, so I calculate those fees already. I heard it's not worth it to buy bad IMEI ESN phones or finance phones because of the legal side. Do you think that's true? I'd hate to stop buying them because I've been able to make most of my money on them. So Dylan, that's your answer right there. The last part that you said to me is your answer. People have been buying finance phones for the longest. Nothing has happened. People before me, when I started in 2010, people before me were buying finance phones, and nothing came out of it. I sell them all the time on eBay, and we're good to go. So I don't know who you heard that from. I think they're just giving you or just trying to make you scared or whatever it is. But don't listen to them. You know, the last part that you told me, you make the most money out of them. Continue to, you know, buy and sell. Just don't buy stolen devices. You know, check it. Check. Make sure it's not stolen. If it's not stolen, you're good to go. Have you ever sold a phone very cheap and then regret it later? That happens. You know, there's times where I put a phone on eBay and it sells in 10 seconds. That means I know that I probably could have got 10, 20 bucks more out of that phone, but you know, it is what it is. Um, I already have the price that I'm gonna sell it for on eBay anyway. So it doesn't make the profit more, it doesn't, you know, lower the profit when it happens. You know, it just happens. And sometimes people are just, the buyers are just on eBay at the right time. You know, you list that phone, let's say at 10 at night when people are browsing the internet, and you list it and bam, they buy it. How do you feel about finding people who are selling phones opposed to posting ads? So far, it's the only way I flip phones with about 1,200 in sales in 2.5 weeks. Okay, so um, you can do that. You can go out and find phones, but at the same time, I feel like it's easier, you know, on your part to post ads so people come to you. You know, I do both. I do, you know, I go out and see if I can find deals on Marketplace, Macari. I mean, and it works for me, but my bread and butter moneymaker is posting ads and then having people come to me. Just because they're, for the most part, those are the ones who you can get phones for cheap. You know, you can buy phones for super cheap from them because they're needing you because you have the cash. What's going on in the Financial Wolf? Everybody follow the Financial Wolf. I've been watching his videos. He's a good dude, man. Follow him. He also flips phones. You know, I think he's 16 years old and he's flipping phones. So that's motivation right there. Follow him, Financial Wolf. I've been bombarded by scammers on eBay on all my listings. What's your best advice for new sellers regarding being eBay smart? So with scammers, okay. So here are a couple things. Scammers, they talk totally different than normal people. You could tell a scammer just by the way they text. You know, um, also, you know, if somebody's wanting you to either ship the phone to a different address that's not on their profile, if they say, "Hey, I bought this phone from you, ship it to this address," don't do it. That's a red flag. You know, but just scammers are just easy to figure out. You know, they have this same lingo. They just want you to do things that just don't make sense. You know, sending a phone to a different location, you know, where they could have just, if there wasn't a scammer, they could have just changed their address on eBay and did it that way. But, you know, they're not very smart. But the thing is, people, you know, they offer these good deals for people, and people don't think. They just say, okay, I'm going to make money doing this if I work with this guy, and this person's a scammer. So, you know, anytime they want you to ship a phone, like if you're selling locally and they want you to ship the phone, that's a scammer, you know. Diamond, what's up? What's up? I have an iPhone 6 locked to T-Mobile somehow, and it's paid off. And how can I unlock the phone on all carriers? So, I think you mean the iPhone 6 is carrier locked, not like iCloud locked, and it's paid off. So, what you can do, all right, sorry about that. I don't know what's happening to my phone is weird. But anyways, let me go back to what I was saying. That threw me off, but I'm going back to, let me see. We're talking about the iPhone 6, the iPhone 6. So, locked to T-Mobile, somehow it's paid off. So the phone could be locked to T-Mobile and still paid off. You know, that just happens. You know, you know, there's, I don't know, there's really no ways you can unlock it unless you maybe have that account information or you put it onto your account. I don't know. T-Mobile doesn't do well with unlocking phones. Just calling them up and doing it. Let's see, where was I at? Let me see. Um, All right, let's see. Young Blazake, have you ever had to cut off a business relationship with someone because they lie about the condition, unlock status, and ESN status? So yeah, that happens a lot. In this business, that just happens a lot. People, there's a lot of people that don't understand how business works, and I'm all about business. I'm all about getting it done, shipping the phone, paying it on time, all these different things. That's what I do. But some people just don't understand, and they feel like they can try to get over on you, and whatever way they want, and they just feel like they can get over on you, and for me, I usually let them have one chance, and if they screw it up, then I don't deal with them anymore. So, especially if there's people, usually people who I'm dealing with constantly, or I'm trying to formulate a business relationship with, those people I'm talking about right now. When they try to get over. That happens to me. It happens to everybody. If it does, just let it be, I guess. I definitely need to go back and watch your video on creating ads. So yeah, I mean, um, I haven't created a updated video on that, but Craigslist, offer up, let go, Facebook groups. I posted yesterday in a Facebook group, or in 10 Facebook groups. And I literally had like 15 leads in like 5 minutes, and um, it was, I'd say around 10:30 a.m. is when I did it, and it just blew up. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I post in Facebook groups, like today I did, and didn't get many messages when I posted about an hour and a half ago. But when I posted at 10, around 10 o'clock, that's when it like blew up. So Facebook groups are definitely a go-to. I know people that don't post in the groups. I don't know why, but they just don't, and they're missing out. Why do the people sell their phones dirt cheap to Gazelle, but then call us and want top dollar for the devices? So, now that's a good question, but you got to think about, Gazelle is a company that is trustworthy. They've been around for a while. People, will just try to get quick cash from them just because it's Gazelle. Some people just don't know that there's people out there that can buy their phones for more. But I've noticed Gazelle has been doing a good job with offers. That they offer pretty good now. Um, you know, they used to like lowball the crap. They used to be as low as Eco ATM, but like that's the ATM that's like in Walmart's. But they're doing pretty good as far as offering now. So I guess people just try to take advantage, or they just feel like, since this is not Gazelle, I can get the most out of my device. So let's see. I graduate in a few months, and I'm trying to decide where I want to live or possibly go to college. The school I'm hoping to go to is really small town, and I know the market won't be there for me to buy phones locally. Is there any way I could source phones other than buying locally, or do you think I should try to go to college in a bigger city? So first and foremost, Dylan, um, if you are choosing to go to college, I feel like college should be that should be something you focusing on. You could flip phones in college on the side, but the college you go to shouldn't be based off of the phone flipping market, because you've already committed to go to college. So whatever college fits you the best, then that's what you got to roll with it. Um, and for me, going from San Diego to Idaho, it changed a lot. It changed drastically as far as the population, but I ended up staying here and making a name for myself as far as the person to talk to when you want to sell their phone, or when you want to sell your phone. So I built my clientele, I guess you can call it, repeat customers that way. You can always make it work in anywhere you're at. And then as far as sourcing, you could source anywhere. You could source them. I source them a car all the time. I source on Facebook. You know, there's people who I follow and are friends with on Facebook that are in the phone market, whether they own shops or they just flip phones as well. They reach out to me, I reach out to them, and we go about it that way. Um, and that's how it works, you know. But don't base your decision off of phone flipping. If you're gonna go to college, just go to a college that fits you. All right, let's see. Let's get more questions in. Let's get some more likes. Let's get some more likes, guys. You guys, 14 people watching. We gotta have at least 14 likes. I need you guys to start liking the video for me. So I can get the. I just need to get the rank. I need to get the ranking because YouTube is being weird with my account, my channel. I want everybody to be able to see it. So appreciate those likes if you guys can't. No, I don't like to ask too much from you guys, but um I do appreciate the likes. So all right, let's get to more questions. Let's go. How long should do you think you will flip phones, and do you plan on doing something else in the future as far as like real estate, properties, food industry? So that's a good question. I just think about this today. Phone flipping for me is going to last, whether it is the way I'm doing it now or just being a buyer, like being a buyer with a price sheet, possibly having a warehouse and everything goes there. And I'm getting like my whole, like, I envision this, but, um, you know, 2 to 300 units a week, um, phones a week coming into the warehouse. This is how I envision, how the future will look for me with phone flipping. And then that way I can still work that, have maybe an employee or two, and then that'll be like my, people will be sending me phones based off of my price sheet. I don't even have to, do anything. The money's there. I pay them. They ship it. My employees inspect it, and then we ship them off to my buyer. So it'll be like a middleman, because my buyer is obviously the middleman to the destination overseas, and then I'm, giving him devices. So I'm going to be that middleman. So that's how I envision it. Hopefully happening in like the next, I say around next June. If everything continues to flow like it's flowing now, next June, I think it'll be that way. But yeah, real estate is also on my list. So I'm trying to do it like that and find a way to like sort of automate it. Uh, and that gives me more time to focus on real estate. So I've taken courses for wholesaling real estate, and I really want to get going with it. It's just phones are just like they take a lot of my time, pretty much. They take a lot of my time, and I never have a set schedule where like I'll say I'm gonna do this, but then people message me with phones, and I have to get up and go. So um, the phone industry right now for me is kind of hectic, but I'm definitely going to um, hopefully have some employees where they can do some of the work for me to get this load off me. Do you still need to post every day if you only have a limited amount of capital, like 200 bucks or less? No, I mean, Iron Man, I probably wouldn't, because then you're gonna get bombarded with messages, and then you don't want, to be telling people um, different excuses why you can't meet up with them. So a lot of people are gonna say, or they're gonna tell you, hey, why'd you post ads then if you can't buy phones? That happens. Um, and that happens. So don't put yourself in a situation by posting every day. You can get leads. You can target certain models. If that's the way you want to do it. If you want to post every day and target certain models, then you can then kind of choose what you want. But just posting every day, I think that's going to be hectic for you with only $200. So, but you could definitely make that $200 work, and you can turn that into $1,000 fast, very, very fast. I'm only 13. Do you think I could still do well? Of course, man. Of course. Will, you can do it, man, for sure. Age age is nothing but a number, guys. You know, if you're 13 and even thinking about trying to make money, you're already ahead of everybody. Because I was 13, I wasn't thinking about that. And I can guarantee anybody else in the world when they were 13, a lot of times they wasn't thinking about making money either. So you're already ahead of it by watching videos on how to make money, getting an idea of how this works. Um, so when you are, let's say 18, you're 5 years in, you're gonna be killing it at 18. So it's always good to start early, which you're doing, Will. But you're like years ahead of everybody. I started at 18, so you're 5 years ahead of me. Um, so just continue to watch videos, continue to learn, and you're gonna be good to go. Let's see, what time is it? Let's get like a couple more. I'm probably gonna stop it at 40. I gotta meet somebody for some phones right now. He just messaged me. Um, but yeah, let's get some more questions in. Let me see if I missed anything. Hopefully, I didn't miss any questions. Will you move to San Diego soon to expand your business? No, no, I don't. I don't plan on moving back to San Diego for a while. I want to be able to move back to San Diego with and just be able to buy a house. You know, have everything squared away because I think for me Idaho is the spot to do it, just because I can save a lot more, a lot faster here. But eventually, yeah, San Diego will be somewhere I'm gonna end up. I'm gonna end back there because I'm there. I'm from there. But I definitely want to, you know, really grow in Idaho first, and then, hey, maybe I might have two houses. I might have a house in Idaho and a house in San Diego. You never know. Let's see. Hey, Smoove. What happens if you stop paying your finance phones? If you stop paying your, okay, if the phone is financed, it is most likely. I mean, are you talking about your phone? I'm not. That's kind of confusing me. Starlight. Um, if you stop paying, sometimes they block them. Sometimes they will keep them financed. It depends on the carrier. So AT&T, like for example, if it's financed, most time they don't even block them. They don't even blacklist them. But like T-Mobile, I've had cases where they just blacklist the phone after a certain amount of months of it not being paid. So it all depends on the carrier. Um, Will P, does this work in a small town? Yeah, this works everywhere. I've had people ask me this question a lot, Will, but it works everywhere. A lot of small towns are untapped, meaning that there's nobody in there, there's nobody in that area doing this. So, when you just start posting ads and people, you never know who's in that town. It could be a guy who has connections out of state where he's like, yeah, man, I can get you, 5 to 10 iPhones a week from my buddy in this state. You never know who you're gonna run into. So don't have that, notion or assumption that you need to be in a area that has a million population. All that, you don't need that. And it's good because it's less competition. And certain like areas like San Diego, Houston, those are packed areas, but they also deal with a lot of competition. There's ads. If you go on the San Diego marketplace right now, you're gonna see at least 10 ads on how to buy on buying phones from 10 different people. That's how competitive it is there. So I'm getting so many messages right now. I'm trying to stay focused, but let me see. Like, do they ruin your credit? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Anytime you're not paying, anytime you know you're financing, leasing something, and you don't pay it, it's gonna ruin your credit. I can't get my phones to sell very well. I think that my pricing them well because I'm just selling them at the average price of the sold listing, but they still won't sell. So yeah, Will, when they don't sell, drop the price. You know, 9 times out of 10, if your phones aren't selling, it's either A, your pictures on the listing aren't very good, or B, the pricing is bad. And most time it's B. You know, you gotta work at the price. You gotta drop the price. You know, if it hasn't sold in 2 days, drop the price. Um, you know, and just do that until you sell it. Style Light, I'm doing 4 to 8K profit per month, and I'm in Derry, New Hampshire, small unheard of town. It's possible. Do it right and fall smooth. There you go. So there's proof right here, guys. 4 to 8K a month in profit, and they're in a small town, so it works. It definitely works. And I bet you like they're doing well because it's so untapped. Nobody has. He said it's a small unheard town, so it's untapped. The Raw Man, what's up? What's up? How many ads a day do you post on Craigslist? So, I have about I got about 4 Craigslist accounts, and you know, for me, Craigslist, I post when I just remember to post. It's every day, but there's no set number that I have. I'll just in the morning post maybe an ad or two, and then later at night post an ad or two, and then go on my different account, post one before I go to bed, and all that. So, and I also, yeah, I do use paid Facebook ads for leads. You know, I just try to do as much as I can to get more leads. So, I've been starting to tap in with the paid Facebook leads or ads for leads, and they've been doing pretty well for me. You know, I'm still learning how to do everything, but yeah, I'm definitely starting to do that. Have you ever thought about using the PayPal capital loan? They offered me 10K, but I didn't accept it yet to buy more inventory. So yeah, I never advise, you know, especially for this business, I never advise a loan. You guys take out a loan to start, you know, because this is a business that you're gonna make money fast. You're gonna make money pretty fast. You know, the phones they sell. iPhones just sell. Samsung they just sell. So, you know, don't take out a loan for 10,000 with you know interest rate of like 24%. You know, you don't do that. Use the money you have now as capital and build it up. Everybody builds it up, and it feels a lot better when you do that. When you know where you started, and then you end up saying, okay, I started with like, you know, $400. Now I look at my account, I have 25,000 in my account. That feels better than just saying, okay, well, I'm gonna just start now. I got a loan and let's get started. I mean, yeah, you're gonna make money, but at the same time, you know, it's for me personally, I don't like for people to take out loans for this business to buy more inventory, you know. How much do you spend on ads in England? We don't have marketplace. So I don't spend much at all, honestly. Maybe like the most, maybe like $5 a day. I try to keep my expenses to a minimum, just because I understand that you know you really don't need the paid Facebook ads. You don't really need them. You know, I've done well without them. Many people have done well without them in my you know Facebook group, my course that they do without them. So you don't really need them. It's just a good way to target you know different people in your area. Let's see. How do you think I can get my ads to stick on Craigslist? I'm trying to change them up and I have multiple accounts, but still only a few stay up. So Craigslist is just like Marketplace, guys. It's just about that, you know, the algorithm. I try my best not to make them look like an ad. Sometimes what works best is if you don't have pictures. Um, you know, I've noticed pictures do well. They catch people's attention, but sometimes they just look too spammy and ad like where people just go and flag them. You know, and sometimes it's not even your competition. It's just people that see your ad and say, "Okay, this is an ad. I know this is an ad," and they flag it. So try to make it look like you're selling something. What is the best time to post ads for leads and for items you're selling? Okay, so I mean this is something that you have to figure out on your own, the raw man. And I say that because this is what I do. So like I told you guys earlier, where I posted an ad in a couple of Facebook groups at around 10 a.m. The ad went crazy. People were replying to me. People were commenting. Now I jot that down as, okay, 10 a.m. is a good time to post my ads, to post my Facebook group ads. Let's say I post an ad at midnight on Marketplace and I'm getting messages like around like at 1 a.m. People are just messaging me like crazy. I'm gonna jot that down. 1 a.m. good time to post on Marketplace. So you have to figure out what works in your area and for you, and you know, go about it that way. But there's like that's the way I do it. You know, you don't have to do it that way, but I feel like you get the best results when you write things down, you analyze the data, and you understand, you know, that posting at 4 a.m. for you doesn't work. You know, when you understand that, you say, okay, I'm not going to post at 4 a.m. because I'm not getting any leads. But if I post at 4 p.m., I'm getting leads, so I'm going to continue to post at that time. Do you post your phones at a certain time on eBay? I just post them when I get them. Once I get them, go home and post them. That's how it works for me. Let's see. Let's get a couple more questions, maybe like a question or two. I gotta meet somebody in 15 minutes. It takes me 5 minutes to get there, and I have to get ready. So I'm gonna maybe answer a question or two before I get off this. But yeah, so whatever questions you have right now, go ahead and ask them, and I'll do them right now. It's best to have multiple accounts on classified sites. Yeah, it's always a good thing to have multiple accounts, just because, you know, if one account is not working, then the other account. If sometimes you have accounts that do well and some accounts that don't do well. So one of my accounts have maybe like 3 ads on there and everything else is flagged, and the other account has like 10 ads and nothing is flagged. So yes, it's good to have multiple accounts. Is there a certain time we should be posting our listing? I talked about that. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It's eBay. If people see it and they want to buy it, they're going to buy it. Thanks for the advice. No problem. No problem. Appreciate you guys asking these questions. You know, a lot of good questions were asked today. Hopefully, you guys are all learning and stuff. What are you going to buy? So, a guy had a lot of phones. He has an iPad Pro. He has an iPad Pro, first gen, iPhone X, iPhone 7 Plus, iPhone 8 Plus that's cracked. And then a guy just texted me right now. He has 2 brand new iPhone XS Maxes. So I'm gonna pick those up right now. Again, like I told you guys, I usually pick up all my phones in the evening just because people obviously are working and they can't meet until later on. So from like 4 o'clock to like 6:30, my day is hectic. I'm running around. I'm going to the bank, buying phones, and all that. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna make a lot of money today, because again, it's 4 o'clock and I only picked up one phone. So this is why I always tell you guys, you know, and I always preach this, that it's important that you guys, you know, stay on track and understand the business. I understand it so much that, you know, I picked up one phone. Yeah, one phone, whatever. Some people might be getting down on themselves because they see others picking up 4 or 5 a day. I could have been down on myself for picking up one phone, but understand that now I'm going to be picking up like 6 phones. So the day's not over for me, and I understand that. And then with phone flipping, anything can happen. Somebody can message you right now and say, "Hey, I have 4 iPhone 8 pluses brand new if you want to buy them." You know, it happens. It happens a lot in this business. And that's why I love it so much. So I'm going to hop off this, guys. I do appreciate you guys being on here and asking your questions. I'm going to try my best to have this like a ritual to where we do this every week. You know, I really like interacting with you guys. I know you guys watching my videos. I know you guys are supporting me. I do appreciate that. Share the video if you can. Then I got to head over right now to go pick up these phones. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.